Thank you for joining us today, ladies and gentlemen. We were just playing a clip of MSNBC implying that there's no 10th Amendment right in this country and that the federal government can do whatever it wants, whenever it wants, however it wants. We are continuing with your phone calls on a host of issues. Coming up in about 25 minutes, I've got a personal message to Glenn Beck. An open letter to Glenn Beck, where I'm going to break down his real record and ask him to think twice about being a Benedict Arnold. And is he really happy? Is the $50 million to sell out the Patriot movement worth it for what he's doing? So that's coming up. In the next hour, I'm going to break down in great detail the complete takeover of the economy through the, quote, financial reform package in light of President Obama's speech he gave to Wall Street, from Wall Street this morning. Let's go ahead and go back to the calls. Let's talk to James in Texas. James, you're on the air.
Hey, Alex, thanks for taking my call, and appreciate what you're doing. I don't trust that big Republican demonstration they just had in Washington that was led by Dick Armey and Glenn Beck. I think they're paid and backed by the big drug companies and the big insurance companies, and those are the people that want to see Obama fail in his health initiative. And I think we need the public health option. And if Jefferson was here today, he'd be a liberal. He'd be a Democrat. He'd be pushing for benefits to the people like this health plan.
Well, I don't think it's fair for you to put words in Jefferson's mouth. I've actually read several of the books written by Thomas Jefferson and his incredibly complex and detailed prose. I have read hundreds of news articles, editorials written by him in major papers. I have read over 100 books on the Founding Fathers alone. And if you actually knew who Thomas Jefferson was, who swore eternal resistance on the altar of God against all forms of tyranny over the minds of men, you would have known he was against big government and big largesse and the distortion of Article 1 of the Constitution of the general welfare. The general welfare is enumerated in issuing the money so there's not inflation, defending the borders, and negotiating trade disputes between the states. That's it. The federal government has no business running our schools, running our lives. The insurance companies, sir, are actually funding Obama. He got more money than McCain did. They're actually, just like British Petroleum is funding the global greenhouse movement. That's admitted. But the news says big oil companies are against it. Sir, do you know what eugenics is? Do you understand that Tom Daschle did write a book saying that he wanted to ration health care? Do you realize they do ration it in Europe? Do you realize they do ration it for people's behavior? Do you realize the White House science czar did write a book about using the medical system to deny care to you and sterilize you and poison your water supply?
I think you're a little bit too paranoid on that, Hal. But
excuse me. Hey, hold on. James in Texas, are you a new listener to the show?
No, sir. I've been listening to you for probably over 10 years.
Okay, then you know I'm not a big Republican like they're saying I am now. You know I went after Bush. I just tell the truth as best as I can find it. Doesn't mean I have all...
What's the solution, Hal? We can't just... We're going to wind up...
Sir, don't you understand they control both parties? Can't you understand they create these fake fights between Republican and Democrat, and then there's really not a hairbreadth of difference between the two parties in reality?
No, that's where you're wrong, Hal. There is some difference there, and I realize some of the Democrats are just about as bad as the Republicans, but
man.
But the Republicans, to a man, supported Bush, and there were at least 35 senators, Democrat senators in the...
Listen, I hear you and I appreciate your call. Sir, Obama took 50,000 troops out of Iraq and put 50,000 contractors in and sent the 50,000 troops to Afghanistan. He increased the troops. But because he acts liberal, you think the war is okay now. I mean, you're telling me there's a difference, and there's only a difference in rhetoric. And Obama can read off a teleprompter better. It's so elementary. Listen to me, buddy boy. Obama supported everything Bush has done, and he has expanded it to a T. To a T. And Obama is meant to not give you the public option. He's meant to give you some corporate write-off scam where the insurance companies get government liability protection. And the government gets to now get a piece of our paychecks to, quote, give people government-subsidized health care. You're not getting it free. Don't you understand nothing's free? There's no free lunch, pal. Don't you understand that? I mean, I have two people that work for me that live in England. Okay, they're coming here for health care. Canadians come here. I watch the House of Commons on C-SPAN. They do make you wait 18 months for brain surgery when if you don't get it in 2 months, you die. I've seen Tony Blair admit that. It isn't rhetoric. Okay, we need government out of healthcare. Government has screwed up healthcare. The welfare state has brought the 30 million illegal ins to suck off the rest of this thing. I'm sick of it.